Okay, I'm back, and all I did was I grabbed the shredding thing, and hopefully I didn't just break my food processor. Oh yeah, I did actually.
What?
I broke this part. I have no clue. Yeah, it's gonna work. Yeah, this fell off. Or this correct. So always watch where you put your appliances when you're in the kitchen. And it broke the bottom also. It broke right here. So let me get this set up. I'm actually using the chopper because it's easier to do coleslaw with the chopper rather than the shredder. What we're going to do is we're going to shred our cabbage, and you'll see that in a few seconds. Or I'm sorry, we're gonna shred our carrots, and you'll see that in a few seconds. Is what I meant to say. Okay, in there. Okay, and that works fine. And this is an old machine, but I don't want to break it because it's very hard to buy a new one. So, I got a very, very small head of cabbage because it's just two of us and you don't need a lot of cabbage. So, if you've seen my sweet sour cabbage recipes, this is the same principle. It's a little bit different. And I'm going to show you guys in a second what I mean. It's kind of going to be a little bit hard to do since I don't want to break anything else. Okay, I'm going to move you guys down. I'm going to slide you guys over. There we go. So, we got our cabbage. I'm going to take a knife, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. Now, doing the same thing, what you're going to want to do is remove the core. And the only reason you remove the core is because the core is very, very hard. You can certainly put that in cabbage in your coleslaw. I find you don't really need it. I'm going to take this, and what we're going to do is we're going to do it on the thin setting, and we're just going to add it and you can certainly do one whole head of cabbage if you have a 13 cup. And I might leave just a little bit of core in. Like I said, it for coleslaw, it really doesn't matter. It will make it a little bit tougher. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to change the blade. We're going to change it from a straight blade to now what we're going to do is we're going to do the shredder. And you want to see which one has the large sides. This has small, this is the large, so this is the side I want up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece and, oh, okay, what I'm going to do is take that and put that in. And again, depending on how thin or thick you want your carrots shredded. And my husband did not cut the bottom or the top.
I did not. So. You have a place to do that.
Careful that you don't grab that. So I'm just cutting the very tips of the carrots off. You don't want that, and you don't want the very root end. And you want to make sure you peel your carrots when you do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in. And I'm going to do it at low. And I'm only doing 2 carrots. I'm going to make sure that these both took. Oh, I gotta step the... Okay, I'm back. I've got my carrots and my cabbage all chopped in the bowl. And since this is just mayonnaise based, you're gonna want to make sure your hands are clean when you put it together. And that's what the coleslaw basically does. You can put a little bit of onion in there. You can make coleslaw any way you really want to. Now, I'm going to check on my pit. My pit temperature is at 267, which is close to where I need it. I'm going to look at the grill and see where the grill is. So I'm going to take you guys outside. And my grill is now at 200. So I would say within 15 minutes, it should fully be up to the temperature. I may put a couple more smoking chips in it just because of where it's at. And how long it's been, because this is still smoking pretty good. I'm actually going to allow the temperature. I'm going to kind of close the vent and see. Where it's at. Yeah, the grill temperature is at 200. My smoke pot should be getting there. Right around 250 on the big green egg is when I'm going to throw the ribs on. So I'll be back in a little while and then show you that process. Okay, after a long delay, the coleslaw has been made. My husband put a little sugar, a little vinegar, and a little Hellmann's mayonnaise, mixed it up. That's what makes coleslaw. The grill temperature right now is 255 degrees on my dashboard, but the actual temperature of the grill is just hovering at 200. I need to get the ribs on fairly soon, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put them on before I get up to the 275. One reason is the minute the ribs go on, it's going to drop the temperature even more, and it's got to climb. And since these are going to go low and slow, it'll be okay to do this. So I'm going to take you guys outside as we do this. Ice, get out of there. Sorry, you're on my chest right now because I'm stepping on dogs. Okay, now I'm back. Okay, I'm going to put you guys down. And you can see how much smoke is coming out of the top of my bunk. So what we're going to do is we're going to put... Oops. I'm going to put the rack in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stand the ribs up. And you guys will see this in a few seconds. And I didn't quite cut these long enough, so they're actually not really going to stand too well. You may or may not be able to see this, but this is how I've got them. So they're going to start to smoke. You ideally want them to stand up, and I've got to move a couple of them more upright. And I'm going to shut that. I'm just going to let that go now for about 4 hours. It dropped the pit temperature to below 200, and I'm at 208 on the pit temperature, so it dropped quite a bit, but it will raise as it goes on. So, as I'm washing my hands, I'll be right with you. Okay. So, for the first 3 hours, you're going to leave them alone and not do anything to them. You're not going to check them. You're going to monitor your pit temperature and make sure you stay in the 275 range. At hour 3 is when we're going to wrap the ribs. So you're going to need aluminum foil, and usually having a clean sheet is the best. I'm actually going to go grab the cookie sheet and wash it because you're going to want it clean. You're going to wrap them for about a half an hour, sometimes 45 minutes. You can even go to an hour depending on how you like your ribs. If you like your ribs a little bit chewy, you're going to do less time. If you like them very soft and fall apart, you're going to go longer. After that, you're going to sauce the ribs. And the ribs are going to take about 15 minutes after they're unwrapped to sauce on each side. You're going to do about 7 minutes per side. Open flame. So you're going to take the plate setter and the water out and allow the flame to give your ribs a nice crisp moisture. Now, if I was adding a baked potato to this, I would actually throw it on the grill after the ribs have been cooking about 2 hours. Because you're at a lower temperature, your potato is going to take much longer to cook. In about 2 hours at 275, we'll get your potato done. But we're not doing a potato today. So, I'm going to let this go. It's 2:30. I'll be back probably around 5:30 to show you what we're going to do next. Okay, hi all. Welcome back to Cooking with Joel. It's been about an hour and a half since the ribs have been on, and I just looked at them, and they're getting pretty much done. They've been holding about a 280 degree temperature, which is fine. The grill is actually saying 200, but in a half an hour, what I'm going to do is look at them and see what they look like. If they're starting to give a little bit, we may wrap them early. So, the next portion of the cooking video is getting stuff ready. I cleaned my cutting board. I cleaned my cookie sheet, and I'm just going to line it with aluminum foil. And depending on how big your ribs are, you want 4 sheets of aluminum foil, and you want them long enough to be able to wrap the ribs well. And some of these might be a little bit long for that, but this is just getting stuff ready. Okay. Now, this part's optional. I use apple juice. You can certainly use beer. You can use almost any liquid that you have in the house. But I find apple juice makes a nice flavor with pork. So, when I'm ready, I'll bring that out. The next thing you're going to want to do is look at your sauces and see what different barbecue sauces you have. Now, if you use different sauces on different ribs, you need to mentally keep track of which ribs have which sauce. Otherwise, it's going to be a surprise for your guests. I like the sweet and spicy on my ribs. My husband sometimes doesn't like that. So I can usually keep track of it. And I have the sweet and spicy right here. And then there is a hickory brown sugar sauce for him that he usually likes. So, when it comes to that point, I'll show you what to do. So, I'll be back in about half an hour and show you the ribs.